Artificial intelligence, it's not some sci-fi movie concept anymore. It's already here, and it is quietly but fundamentally changing our world in ways we're just now starting to wrap our heads around. Just think about it for a second. From a doctor using AI to spot a disease way earlier than ever before, to your bank instantly flagging a weird transaction, AI is working all around us, all the time. It's weaving itself into every single corner of our lives, basically rewriting the rules of how we live and work. And let me tell you, this is not a slow burn. The pace it's just staggering. Every single breakthrough brings these incredible new possibilities, but it also kicks up these huge ethical questions that we really have to deal with, like right now. Which brings us to the big question of this whole explainer. As we're sprinting into this new era, are we consciously building a better, more connected future for everyone? Or are we, maybe accidentally, creating one that's way more divided? That is the razor's edge we are walking on. So you can think of AI as this classic double-edged sword. On one side, you've got amazing progress. But on the other, real, tangible peril. And to really get this right, we've got to look at what could go wrong first. All right, so experts out there have pointed to 4 major dangers, 4 big risks that could pop up if we just let AI development run wild without any guardrails. Let's break them down one by one. First up, and this is the one that's on everybody's mind, is jobs. AI automation is unbelievably good at what it does, and it's taking over roles from the factory floor to the customer service desk. But here's the thing, the real danger isn't just the job loss, it's that we don't have a safety net. Without a solid plan to help people adapt, we could be looking at massive unemployment and a whole lot of economic chaos. Second, there's the human side of things. In this race for efficiency and profit, we could easily build AI systems that completely miss a basic human need, a sense of purpose. For so many of us, that comes from having meaningful work. If AI just takes that away and we don't offer an alternative, we could end up with a society that just feels, well, lost and disconnected. Then you have to ask, who's holding the keys to this powerful kingdom? If all the power of AI ends up in the hands of just a few giant tech companies, we're basically creating a new kind of digital royalty, and that could make the gap between the haves and have-nots even wider, sparking all kinds of social unrest. And last but not least, there's the danger of just getting lazy. As we hand over more and more of our thinking to super efficient AI, we run the risk of letting our own creativity and critical thinking skills get rusty. We become super dependent on systems that, let's be honest, could fail or even be turned against us. Okay, so with all these pretty scary dangers in mind, who's actually trying to fix this? Well, let's talk about the guardians of AI, the ethical AI committees. And no, this isn't just a room full of programmers. Think of them more like expert panels, bringing together all sorts of brilliant minds, ethicists, sociologists, policy experts, to help guide AI development in a way that aligns with our shared human values. They're trying to be the navigators in these really uncharted waters. And believe me, this isn't just some pie-in-the-sky idea. There's a real global effort already happening. Groups like the EU's high-level expert group and the Partnership on AI are already bringing together big names from industry and government to hammer out the rules we need to manage this tech for the good of everyone. So what's the game plan here? What are these committees actually suggesting we do? Well, their work basically points to a really clear 3-level action plan, a kind of blueprint for finding that critical balance.
Okay, level 1. This one has to start at the very top. Governments and regulators. They're the ones with the power to set the rules of the road that everyone else has to follow. So what does that actually look like? Well, for starters, it means building real safety nets, like maybe a universal basic income for workers who get displaced. It means getting tough and enforcing strict standards, kind of like what the EU is doing with its Big AI Act. And super importantly, it means pouring money into retraining programs and setting up independent watchdog groups to keep an eye on everything.
But look, government can't do this all by themselves. A huge piece of the puzzle lies with the companies actually building the AI. They have a massive responsibility to bake ethics right into their technology from day one. And this means a really fundamental shift in how they think. Instead of designing AI to flat out replace people, the goal should be to augment our abilities, make us better. Companies have to open up that black box and be transparent about how their algorithms work. And they have to create real, clear plans for employees who are affected. It's all about taking ownership.
All right, level 3.
Let's get to the grassroots of innovation, the startup world of incubators and accelerators. This is our chance to shape the future of AI before it even gets big. You see, these innovation hubs can basically act as the first line of defense. They can check new startups for ethical red flags, actively fund projects that are trying to solve big social problems, and build bridges between the tech world and the rest of us. This is how we weave ethics right into the DNA of new technology.
Okay, so that's the big picture. But how do we actually bring this down to earth and make it real? Well, it all comes down to asking the right questions. We can boil all of this down into a really powerful checklist. So, before any AI system gets the green light, these are the questions we absolutely have to be asking. Is this really for human well-being, or is it just about the bottom line? Is there a concrete plan for the workers it's going to displace? Is it designed to help us or just replace us? This simple checklist is how we turn all those big ideas into real, concrete action. At the end of the day, the goal here is crystal clear. This isn't about hitting the brakes on progress. Not at all. It's about steering it. It's about making sure that these incredible tools we're building actually serve all of humanity, make us better, and reflect the values we all care about. So, as we wrap this up, just remember, this isn't something that's just happening to us. The future of AI, its ethical rulebook, is being written right now, today, by the choices that governments, companies, and people like you and me are making. And the real question is, what part are you going to play in that story?